Hi, I'm the artist Christopher Swift. There's some people who call me an installation artist, although I like to think of myself as an artist of possibility. The reason for that is because I think my definition of an artist is really a way of seeing more than it is a way of creating. So the manifestation of the things that I see and the things that I want to create are interdisciplinary. They could be through a photograph, they could be through print, drawings, multimedia. It's true that I do most of my work in installatory work, which is pretty much exclusively all found objects. The reason for that being the nature of what I'm interested in is essentially environmental issues. Mostly motivated by a world that I'd like my children to inherit, the same kind that I grew up in. But in a way it's kind of nostalgic and maybe slightly naive, and I quickly find that any environmental issue that I want to speak about is inextricably linked to social circumstances, deep-seated histories, power, money, politics, which makes South Africa such a fantastic petri dish for lab experiment to be able to fully embrace and understand the complexities of the most simple of our problems that we have on Earth. So, I guess I could speak about the power of my art really having a lot of its basis in the found object itself, because that comes with its own history, it comes with its own understanding. But it's amazing how you can change people's perceptions by taking something that was understood in an industrial way, or in a farm way, or in a domestic way, and then recomprising that old object, which has a resonance, it has a history, recomprising it together with other found objects, giving it a title, so it has an entry point for which the viewer can understand it, and then really looking at what that materiality is, whether it be wood or metal, or found condoms, or plastics, or man-made material. So, and I think the aha moment comes in with being able to see something that you recognized from before, but reinterpreted into a new way, and that, with the kind of submission of the title, it allows you to see that work in a completely different way. Something that you took for granted is now understood in a from a completely different point of view. And I guess that's how I want people to see the world. We grow up in a certain understanding of it, and often that understanding of it is not reviewed. The way that I saw the world when I was 7 or 18 or 25, we live in a completely different world now, and I've used the benchmarks or the blueprints of my 7-year-old understanding, my 18-year-old understanding, to understand the world, but it's continually changing. It's a continual state of flux. And also we've developed and inherited behaviors, like the way that we treat wood or non-renewable resources, and we've inherited that from generations that can afford to just create pollution because there's enough of a world, or send things to landfill, or use packaging in a certain way. But, last year, hitting the 7 billion mark, we really are coming to the end of a paradigm, end of an industrial paradigm, end of the way that we look at the world. So those really need to be radically reviewed. Priorities need to be made, and the solutions are not so easy. Einstein said you can't fix things with the same kind of mentality that created the problem. But I have faith in the next generation who don't know their limits to come up with brilliant quantum thinking solutions. So really, I don't have the answers in my work, but hopefully I start the pertinent questions towards an answer, much needed answers for our environment, for our political stage, for societies, for rich and poor. And the audience has a big part to play in that, because they're the ones who are really being agitated or involved or implied. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. Thank you.